Hi there people, long time no see. So today I want to talk about Windows 10, Microsoft's latest and greatest operating system. And instead of just telling you my opinions, which would be quite boring really and would make a really short video to be honest, but instead of that I've made a couple of lists on my phone and I'm gonna take you through a chronological experience. So yeah, I should start right away saying that pretty much right off the bat I loved all Windows operating systems. I used like 98, even Millennium, which a lot of people hated. I had no problems with it. You know, all the way to XP, 7, Vista, I had no problems with Vista. I really liked it. And so when I was upgrading from Windows 8.1 to 10, and I was like, oh yeah, it got a bit of hate, but maybe if I should adjust to it, I should have no problems. But I learned very quickly that's not going to be the case. So yeah, let me just bring my phone and see how this all started. So when I was upgrading my PC, you saw that video. It's my last video. You know, I upgraded to Ryzen 7, and I went Windows 8.1. It's like, oh, we can't have Ryzen 7 because it's stupid, and Microsoft prevented it. So I was like, you know what? Let's upgrade to Windows 10 while I'm at it. Why not? And I did. And you know, the installation process was simple as any other Windows since Windows Vista. No problems. Just next, next, next. No big deal. And when it was successfully installed, okay, I opted not to log into Microsoft account because that's unreliable, and there was news that like there was some server error and you couldn't log into your Windows and problems, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick to a local account, no big deal. You know, I don't have use for like the Microsoft stores or whatever they do. And first time I put it up, positive surprise. It installed all the drivers on its own. It found the drivers for like my printers, it found drivers for, you know, my graphics card, no problem. Everything installed automatic. I was like, this is pretty good. You know, and quickly learned that to be quite short-lived hype, because the next thing I had to do was activate it again. Even though I inputted the serial number while installing, I was like, no, just Windows not activated. What do I do? So I was like, okay, put it again. And by the way, the serial number was legit. It was provided to me by a friend. You know who you are, thank you. And yeah, so I was like, okay, input it again. It was circled. No, it's like in use or whatever it said. It's like, what? It's a new code. It's like, no. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna live with it. Deactivate Windows for a while I set everything up, and then I'm gonna go through it again. And what you notice is when the Windows is not activated, apart from the little annoying piece of shit in the corner, you know, the only thing you can do is personalize it. So it pretty much means no custom backgrounds, you know, like screensavers, mouse cursors, things like that, which are all pretty easy to get around. Let's be honest, you know, you just right click on a JPEG file and set as background. You know, Alt Control Panel is still there, so you can just go to mouse settings and optimize the cursor. Whatever, not a big deal, okay? Anything, pretty much everything can get around all these personalization limitations. No big deal. And after that, of course, I personalized all my windows, all whatever how I wanted. And I noticed, first, for me, like minor-ish problem, which was, okay, besides activation. And the first problem was no alt-tabbing to the desktop. You might think, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, like, who cares? But in Windows 8.1, or 8, whatever, I got quite used to it, you know, it was nice convenient hand motion, you know, Alt-Tab. Boom, you was ready switching Windows, might as well switch to the desktop while I'm at it. Windows 10 doesn't do that. I was like, that's annoying, I have to press the Windows key and D. Whatever, okay. So I searched around for the internet for a while, and it's like, no, there is no way to get around that. It's like, What can I do? Whatever. Also, Chimes menu, of course, because Chimes is exclusive to Windows 8. Not there. I use it all the time to like check my check the time. Now just Windows C, boom, enormous clock popped up and date, and it was like, alright, it's 6 p.m. whatever. I was like, cool, you know. It was nope. Can't check my time conveniently. Like if you're tired and you don't want to bother concentrating on a tiny little clock on the bottom, it's like no. So I was like, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna get used to that too. That's not too big of a deal. And after I did all that, it was like all annoyed already. You know, I cannot do alt tabbing, I cannot do my big clock thing. And the annoyances continued, of course, because of that I wanted to screenshot something. Of course, it was like, oh, just to post to my friends, like, look, I upgraded to Windows 10. You know, and press Windows and print screen button, which, as you know, creates a nice little, I think it's a PNG, it should be a JPEG, I don't know, it generates an image called screenshot, whatever number, and then .jpeg in the screenshots folder in my pictures, since Windows 7, I think. Yeah, I think that worked in Windows 7 too, so 7, 8, 8.1, they all had it and it all worked fine. So I did that and I looked in that folder, I was like, no, it's not there. Of course, I had sorting by name descending, so the newest, you know, the picture with the biggest number should be on the top. And I looked there and it was like, the latest screenshot wasn't there. So I pressed Windows print screen like 10 more times, and it shows the animation because it dims the screen. So I know it worked, it did something. But it didn't appear. It's like, what the... I'm not gonna say the word because, I don't know. So I looked it up, I sorted by date. You know, I was like really annoyed at that point. I was like, okay, sort by date. And at that point, another problem which I'm gonna focus on in the next point, but sorted by date, and notice that screenshot naming is broken. Okay, let us think. It went like 196 and then 500, even though it was already on screenshot like 1000. And I decided the latest screenshot should be 196. What was that good? I don't know. I didn't delete any of my screenshots. They all went in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to like 500 or 1000, whatever. And decided no, instead of being 1001, we're gonna do 196. The next screenshot was like 570, and then went to like 1001, and then went back to like 97. I don't know the exact name, but it was all random. It was all, the naming scheme was so inconsistent. I cannot believe that happened. And yeah, so since then I learned, open the screenshot folder, double click on the modified date so it orders them, and it orders them slow as balls. File Explorer is rubbishly slow. Everything you do, you do searching, you do like opening my computer, anything you do is slow. Okay, so for example, I had my pictures folder, had 1,000 pictures in them, like, you know, it's screenshots are in there, that's already like 1,000 pictures, and a bunch of others. I had like 10,000 pictures in total, something like 17,000, I don't know, a lot of pictures. And so that a little bit of comparison, you know. Went in PowerShell, and I was like, this dash recurse, you know, asterisk.jpg. So to list all my JPEGs. And that took a minute, right? It's a lot of files, but a minute, you know, reasonable to get all through all of them. And then I did the same thing in the File Explorer. Same thing, went the search option in the top and like asterisk.jpg. And guess how much time that took? 1 minute? 2 minutes? Less? More? Maybe it's 30 seconds? No. It took 5 minutes. 5 minutes compared to 1 in PowerShell. Now granted, it does have to load all the thumbnails and stuff, but maybe 1 minute and 30 seconds? Not 5 minutes, that's like 5 times longer, it's insane! Who does that? So then, okay, File Explorer is slow, You know, you learn that you cannot alt tab, you learn all that shit that you went through, and of course you had to go even deeper because the search didn't work. Yes, the search in start menu is broken as well. So you cannot go and search for whatever program because it doesn't return it. You know, you search for like, let me search for device manager and it doesn't find it. Like, what the fuck, how do you not find your own program? You know, you search for like Microsoft Office and it only returns like a folder where it's installed and it's not the actual program. They're like, open them, you find the folder, why don't you just give me a program called Word and just let me click on it? No. So like, at this point you're already really annoyed. Okay? You're really annoyed because nothing worked. And then of course, predictably, more problems. Because, why wouldn't Windows 10 cause you more problems? Because run, you know, when you press the Windows plus R key, it opens the run window. You know, and type in whatever program and it runs it. And in every Windows until so far, it remembered the history. Right, you type in, I don't know, snipping tool, I use it all the time. You know, I press just Windows R and enter. Put into my snipping tool combination. Because it was really fast and really efficient and worked there all the time. You know, and Windows 8.1, I said click enter because snipping tools was already entered there. But no, Windows 10 was like, no. All history that you type in run command, no. I'll just delete it. So like, okay, I have to type snipping tool every freaking time. And that's annoying because it's a habit that just press enter, and if you just press enter, it just says, no, you didn't type anything. So I have to press snipping tool every time, even if it's just notepad. You know, just notepad. Instead of opening the start menu and typing in notepad, which of course doesn't work because the search is broken, and press Windows R, notepad. Have to type it every single time instead of just pressing like N and going up, you know, once and enter. No, it's so ridiculous. Everything Windows 10 does is just ridiculous. Okay, so that was probably like all experienced in 2-3 days. Okay, and I'm gonna check my list, see if I missed anything, because of course I did. Of course I did. Okay, so let's just, of all the ridiculousness, let's check some positives while I'm at it, and then we'll go back to negatives. So positive things I've noticed pretty quickly. One, MP4 files from OBS run no problem. Just out the box, Windows Media Player opens them, which in Windows 8.1 it didn't. It opened the video, but there was no audio. So that was quite cool. It's like, oh cool, I didn't need any additional codecs for opening in VLC. None of that, it just worked. Brilliant. Okay, also FLAC files for audio. Out of the box it opened them, no problem. It was in its Windows Player, the new thing, Groove Media, whatever it's called. But it worked. Didn't need to install, what is it, Fubar, whatever the audio player was. Didn't need to install it. Excellent. And another thing that supported great was EPUB, you know, ebooks. You just download the EPUB file and it's like, cool, I'll open it in, you know, in Edge. Brilliant. Why didn't this happen before? But you know, this is just small things compared to everything that was wrong. So, okay, since we're talking about wrong, let's go back to wrong things. So in Windows 8.1 and 7 and Vista, I think even before that, every time the clock changed, you know, from like summer to winter time, daylight saving time, whatever you call it, there was a notification. You click on the calendar, it's like, the clock's going to change in 2 weeks, or next week, or whatever. You know, and it's going to change from at 3 AM, it's going to go to 2 AM. Whatever, there was a notification, and it's like, cool, I know when time's going to change. Windows 10 doesn't do that anymore. You click on it, like nothing's there. You go to the date and time settings, and it's there. The option is there. There's a checkbox, and you can select notify when time changes. And it's like, it's enabled. Of course it is, but it just doesn't show it. So it's like, okay, I freaking forgot the time change. Even though the time did change for the Windows, it did change the time correctly, I just forgot it did. So I was like, oh cool, it's 2:59, and then I looked like a minute later and it's like, it's 2:01. What? I was like, oh yeah, time changed. Why didn't it notify me that? It worked in Windows Vista, I think. Just disabled it, because why wouldn't they? Also, speaking of the calendar, there was a new addition in the latest update, which by the way, it's broken even more. But I'm not going to talk about that, but in the calendar now, if the mouse, there's a little glow around it, you know, so you go like on the 15th and there's a little glow around it, and like, I don't know, whatever, the 1 week before and 14th and 16th, little glow. Of course, if you move the mouse a bit too much and in and out the window, it breaks. That doesn't work anymore, so it's like, cool, you made the fact that only works sometimes. Even if you click on it the first time, sometimes it doesn't work. So that's brilliant. What else? What else? Oh right, of course, the biggest issues, I forgot about them. So, well, something else that Windows 10 Brilliant OS, the latest and greatest did was fail to uninstall a program. Oh yeah. You know, it's like, you go in it, you go into like, I typed in like, for a reason, I was like, okay, let's see how broken it is. I'm gonna go to the new program listing and just press uninstall, you know. I won't go to control panel and do it the old school way. I'll just uninstall program in these new settings. And press uninstall and it's like, it's unable to uninstall. Why? I don't know, I tried like 3 times. I rebooted the PC even. I was like, no, we cannot uninstall that because we're Windows 10. And someone's opening the windows. Okay, never mind. So, yeah. And then, of course, the biggest issue of them all, which I have, which partially happened in Windows 8.1 too, which was that every time you do any freaking small task, it boots up the external hard drives. Doesn't matter, you can right click on desktop, you're gonna hit the external drive and just boot up. No matter what it is, you open Chrome, it takes like 35 seconds because it has to boot up the freaking hard drives. Why? You know, you're opening Chrome from an SSD. I was like, no, we're just gonna look at the hard drive a bit. You know, you open like my computer, it spins up the hard drive, which is understandable. That happened in Windows 8.1 too. When you were doing stuff in File Explorer, or like you right click on the icon in the taskbar, of course there were shortcuts to the external hard drives, so it booted them up. And that of course caused the whole system to go, whoa, what happened? There is no drive there, until this spun up and was like, oh yeah, this drive's there, cool. But when it's like anything, you right click on desktop, why do you need to, you know, boot up my hard drives? No. You know, it's really annoying because it makes the system unresponsive as heck. Even slower than just straight up, you know, booting up from a hard drive. It's slow. You have to wait for the hard drive to spin up. Even though it's loaded on SSD, of course. So, yeah. That's pretty much been it. I think I didn't miss anything. Because I have a list now, I can check. Yeah. So that's everything I have listed on my convenient list, which is pretty much everything Windows 10 has done to me, which you can see is a bit annoying. Okay? Every time it does something, it does it wrong. You know, there's, apart from like the 1 or 2 things that, you know, that's like codec support, you know, other than that, it's just been downhill. You know, every time they make an update, it's like you read the news and it's like, oh, it broke the update for everyone running Intel SSDs and just doesn't want to unboot anymore. You know, it's like, oh, it bricked 100 computers, yeah, they had to reinstall Windows. Because why? do you do that? I was just every update something breaks, you know. Can't comment like it, that usually never happened. You know, of course, people are gonna say, "Oh, but Windows 8.1, you said you had the problem." Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And then in 8.1, the first update installed, it blue screened my PC. That was annoying, but at least they pulled the update down, and after that it was fine. In Windows 10, they forced everyone to update, because of course you cannot turn off the updates unless you do some rejiggering and I don't know, in registry or whatever. And even then, it's like when it just finds a way to update and enable it again, because they do that, of course, and change all your default programs and install spyware and install like bloatware and everything, just whatever they want to. Just an annoying operating system to use in general. Like, I pretty much don't have anything to add, you know. Like even Windows Vista, which everyone hated so much, didn't have the problems. Of course, at launch, yes, it did. A lot of drivers didn't work. A lot of, you know, software didn't work properly. But after about a year of patching and drivers catching up and, you know, all the software patches, there was like, oh, we have to optimize for Vista, woo, just running around like that. And then they optimize it, and Windows like, okay, let's release Service Pack 1, and Microsoft Red, not Windows. After that, it worked fine. Everything worked, apart from the fact that you could delete the recycle bin, which was, again, minor inconvenience. The registry had to disable that. So, yeah, Windows Vista was okay after it. All this shit just laid down. It's like, okay, now it works after about a year. Windows 10 has been out for longer than a year. It's been out for like 2 years by now, or 3 even. I forgot, it's been a long time. And it still has issues. It just, once they solve the base issues, they just, let's make an update, and just they introduce new issues to the mix. And by the time they solve those issues, they just make new ones. So it's a never-ending cycle, just going, fix the bugs and introduce new ones. And just going like that. You're never having a smooth experience. Because even if you just install updates that fix the bugs, of course, you just, nope, you have to install all of them. And you're back at the beginning. So I think that's pretty much it. You know, I don't have much to add. I have 5 more minutes of video, which I'm gonna use because why wouldn't I? But if you're just here for my Windows 10 experiences, I don't think I'm gonna add much more, other than the fact that don't use it. If you can, you know, when Windows 8.1 doesn't officially work or support, you know, the Ryzen CPUs or whatever the latest Intel is at the point 7,000, 8,000, I think disabled, like, and they went like, nope, you cannot use updates anymore because you have too modern hardware, and it shouldn't work. I mean, it does, because I installed 8.1 on a Ryzen machine. There's a little program that like tricks Windows into, you know, into installing updates, or, you know, not thinking you have a Ryzen CPU, and it's like, cool. And it works fine. It's been working fine for less than half a year. It's been like 4 or 5 months. And it just works, no problems. There was no blue screens, nothing that's like catastrophic that happened. You know, because it's 8.1, it works much better. Okay, apart from the way the DirectX, what's the version? 12. Yeah. If you absolutely need DirectX 12, by all means go for Windows 10. It's your only option. It's not much you can do. But if you value your sanity, you know, just install Windows 8.1. Look for that Windows update. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but if you go like disable Ryzen incompatibility Windows 8 on like Google, it's gonna find it. No problem. You just search for that, install it, boom. You have 1,000 times better OS than Windows 10. And yeah, you know, Windows 7 technically still works, but it's a bit too old at this point even, you know. Like Windows 7.1 had a lot of features Windows 10 has, and just, except they worked. And they weren't broken. So yeah, may I suggest Windows 8.1 to everyone? Or just install Linux, it's also a good option. Windows 10, avoid it. Avoid Windows 10 if you can. You know, I know some laptops are like pre-installed and don't come with drivers for other operating systems. There was a couple of Asus ones I dealt with. Just like Windows 10 and that's it. You go to the driver side, it only has Windows 10 drivers, which is annoying, but with a lot of searching around for drivers from other PCs, like generic drivers from Intel or all of that, eventually join all those together, do a bit of that, and then it just installs it correctly and boom, Windows 8.1 on a laptop that was only designed to run Windows 10. And it's a much, much better experience, let me tell you. Because none of those issues I just talked about for like 20 minutes. You know, a good OS shouldn't have me to talk about its issues for 20 friggin' minutes. You know, and I'm not like a super power user that's gonna like look for issues. These are just issues that were brought up by their own. You know, I didn't look for Windows, the run command not saving history. I didn't look for it, it happened. I didn't look for program not uninstalling. It just happened. You know, the hardware just spin up on their own. I'm not looking for issues. But the issues happen anyway. You know? No, I didn't look for issues on any Windows version so far, but at this point, I have to say, Windows 10 annoyed me the most. Okay, just a moment to sink in. Yeah, Windows 10 annoyed me the most. Even more than like Windows 95. I use Windows 95, like 98, everything. You just have every version of Windows since 95. Okay, some more legitimately than others, I admit, you know. But I used all of them and none of them really caused me issues, apart from Windows 10. So yeah, I have 45 more seconds to go. Don't have much to add. I'm sorry for not making videos more regularly, but this is just a topic that's been on my mind for so long. And the more I delay, the more problems I can just add to the video, which at this point was like, no, I have to stop, otherwise. You see what happened? Like 2 months ago I could cut the video like 10 minutes. Now I have to make a half-an-hour video just because Windows 10. Just keep adding problems and can't do anything. So that's all I can say, you know. The video is running out. I'm running out of things to say. And yeah, see you next time, whenever that is. Bye!